Today we're going to be doing a challenge rebuild of the New England Patriots suggested by longtime viewer Funky Ghost, who said to do the shortest team. So all of the shortest players in the league at each position and rebuild them. He also says, dare you draft with that constriction as well. That is going to be a challenge. Now, I want to. I think we're going to try to. But at the same time, it might not be physically possible. It's a lot of short position groups in the league. You wouldn't really think of it, but, corner, the average height is considered like 5'10", 5'11". How can I go any shorter than, 6 foot? Consistently, it's going to be tough, but we're going to try. But this is the shortest team in the league at every single position. Wide receivers, of course, filled with guys like Wan'Dale Robinson, Demario Douglas, Rondale Moore, Jamison Crowder. Running back is Deuce Vaughn, who's like 5'6", I believe, 5'6", 176. We have quarterbacks Bryce Young and Kyler Murray. Technically, Bryce is a little bit shorter because he is a couple pounds less, and 5'10", I think, is generous. I think it was like pretty much universally accepted that he was actually probably closer to 5'9", but we actually do have ourselves a young quarterback, which is nice. Tight end, Taysom Hill is up there with the shortest, technically, with Connor Hayward probably being the shortest, so we're going to put him at the number 1 spot. Zach Tom, believe it or not, at 6'4", is actually one of the shorter tackles in the league. If they're tied, I'm going to put the higher overall, I suppose, but yeah, obviously Connor Hayward, I think he's like 6 foot flat. He's going to be the shortest tight end. Mike Onwenu at 6'3". It's not going to be perfect. There's probably going to be somebody I missed that isn't really talked about or something like that. But as far as on average, it's going to be the shortest team. 6'2" at left guard. This is going to be a really good rebuild for us because, I love to move linemen around, and I don't really care how tall they are. I'm going to put them anywhere. 6'1" for Aaron Brewer. Obviously, on the defensive side of the ball, it's going to get even crazier when we have DNs that are like 6 foot flat. Hassan Reddick as a right end, he's 6'1". Then you look at all the DBs, they're pretty much all anywhere from 5'8" to 5'10". It's a very short group of corners. I think Amik Robertson is like 5'9". Jones is 5'8", believe it or not. Isian's like short. Winfield, thankfully, got a really high overall. He's 5'9". Some pretty short players on this team, obviously, as they're the smallest in the league. And this should be a bit of a challenge. We're 79 overall, so we're not the lowest overall I've ever seen, but a lot of these guys, sadly, are on the older side, like Hassan, almost 30, Jarrett 30, Poona Ford almost 30, if not already 30. A lot of older guys on this team, so we're going to have to replace a lot. Like I said, we're going to try to follow the shortest trend for the offseason. Can't 100% confirm. It might just be a situation where we're starting with a tough roster and we just build it any way possible, but I'm going to try. We're going to try to keep the team short, at least around the average or the lowest average of short players. Once again, 5'10", 5'11 corners, 5'10", 5'11 or shorter wide receivers, 6'3 or shorter tight ends, as much as possible. Hopefully this will be a good one. Hopefully you have a lot of fun. And once again, thanks to Funky Ghost for the suggestion. If you have any suggestions out there for challenge rebuilds, let me know, and maybe you'll be featured on the channel, and we'll do that rebuild. I have another couple of rebuilds that I can do challenge rebuild-wise, so if you do end up enjoying the video, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. We do a ton of franchise/rebuild stuff, and if you're not new, really appreciate continued support on the channel. Follow me on Twitter, JeromepkR, second channel, PKR Plays, for non-Madden content. Started up Batman Arkham Asylum over there, so check it out. Regardless, let's hop into this one for Season 1. All right, so we have re-signings. We only have $43 million, though. I want to keep as many of these young players intact, so I don't have to replace as many positions as possible, but at the same time, some of these guys are really costly. Some of them aren't going to be worth keeping long-term. I seen Washington there. I definitely want to keep him. And Reddick, he's been good everywhere, right? I mean, like Arizona to Carolina to Philadelphia, and oh man, I don't know what to do here. Do we re-sign him? Do a 1-year deal? Okay, fair enough. I don't have to worry about him for 1 more year. Poona Ford. Man, we can't afford this, right? I'm going to go Washington, who we're not even starting right now. Maybe he plays our strong safety spot. I don't know, but if I can keep him on the team because of how good of an overall he is, yeah, I'll do it. $26 million. Rondale Moore, I think we're going to replace him. We have 2 other wide receivers that I definitely want to develop, but him I think we can replace. Devin Bush, another guy that I would like to do a 2-year deal on, 2-year 11. Boom. Okay, keeping the team alive for the most part. DJ Jones, we're going to let go. James Houston will let go. Harris was a backup anyways. I threw a couple of the backup linemen in there just in case something like this happened where I couldn't afford players. Calvin Beachum, he's a backup as well, so we'll be fine there. I think we're good to let everyone else go. Maybe Poona Ford will re-sign. We'll see, but for now, I think we can replace everyone else. And hopefully they'll be shorter players. We go 4-13. Were we the worst team? We were not. Not even in the conference. And the NFC is kind of genuinely considered worse. So you would assume there was even worse. So we're probably going to be in the the top 5, I hope. Not looking at QB. I don't know what Bryce did. Oh my God, those final 2 games, 0 points is undefendable. But I don't know what Bryce did, but I assume he's going to be our long-term guy. I hope he is. 22. Oh. We ran the Carolina playbook because I was like, okay, well, he's a Panthers quarterback. Maybe a bad decision. Running back wasn't good either. Wide receivers are kind of mid, and, we're talking about how we want to, stick it out with those guys. Don't know if that's going to happen. Sack Tom, 12 sacks allowed. Pass rush, Hassan Reddick, glad we re-signed him. 9.5 sacks, Ford with 6. D-line in general, not so good, right? Cornerback, a couple of guys with some interceptions. Kicker, punter. Braden Mann was solid. Kicker, not so good. And our Saints rebuild we recently did, he was actually really good, so I'm a little surprised he was bad here. But let's take a look at any awards we would have possibly won. And unfortunately, not that I didn't expect it, we win nothing. The Commanders and the Bills are in this Super Bowl. Okay, I mean, I can obviously see the Bills, and I can obviously see the Commanders, to be fair, but in sim, not usually, right? In game, not usually. So that's a cool new one, if you will. No three-peat in this realm. The Bills do win by 2, though, so it's still kind of like the same result, just a little bit of a different matchup. Offensive DevOps, I can't imagine we would have had any. I honestly don't know if we would have had any across the board. Maybe, we'll see. Defensively, okay, never mind. Marcus Jones goes to Superstar. That's pretty cool. Hassan Reddick goes to X Factor, but I don't think we had any other ones, unfortunately. Marcus Jones, he's like 25, right? Yeah, so even though he gets a Superstar, I don't know if that's going to do much for his longevity. Maybe he's a slot corner, but they're all slot corners realistically. And then, of course, Hassan Reddick, I mean, doesn't really matter. He's an X Factor, but he's 30 years old. It's cool. Why not? We have him on another year anyways. If he plays well, that's all that matters. Don't really care what his overall is or his longevity. We had that once with, oh man, who was it? It might have actually been Hassan Reddick, no? That might even be who I'm thinking of. I think Hassan Reddick is just goated in sim, to be honest. But let's take a look at not press. I'm sold. No. Hey, do you think you're going to win the draft? No, I don't. Stop asking, man. I wanted to see the retirements. I also just promised to have an 80-plus overall in the first 3 rounds. So remind me not to come back to the media. Kelvin Beachum retires anyways. Let's go to free agency where we, A, don't have much money, and B, we're going to try, like I said, maybe it's at least till year 3, to follow the parameters of shortness, if you will. So this draft board is going to be tiny. I can relate to tiny things. I don't know. Rondale Moore, how good was he? I don't think he really played much. He was our number 3. A lot of touchdowns. I'll give him that. Maybe. I mean, he's like the shortest of the bunch. I feel like it'd be wrong not to keep him. That's basically like choosing not to re-sign him, offering him that contract now. Puna Ford, he was actually pretty good. We can't replace everyone, right? So I think we're going to try to get him back. 1 year 15 is crazy expensive, but still. DJ Jones, James Houston. I have edge or outside linebacker as our number 1 focus, so hopefully there's at least somebody there. I felt like it was a double whammy, right? Like I get a chance to scout edge and off-ball linebacker. That's what I usually do when I need a lot. I try to scout the biggest broad stroke. If I need a couple wide receivers, I go wide receiver. If I need O-line, I go O-line. If I need safety/corner, I go corner because I can, kind of flip those. So, we try to go broad, try to go smart with it early on. Maybe later on we go a little bit more, finite, if you will. Do we have any, we probably have a lot of dead hits because of the trades I needed to make to put this roster together, but do we have any outs? Oh, Taysom Hill is definitely an out. So no matter what, Taysom's gone because he's not even starting right now for us, and I'd like to draft a new tight end if possible. Everyone else, though, for the most part, can't really get rid of him. You can get rid of Grady Jarrett, I suppose, but yeah, it's just dead hits, I think, that are killing us. So next year, maybe the year after, the money should be good. We do have a lot of money in Kyler as well, to be fair. His penalty's got to be like 50-some mil. Where's the penalty? $42 million. It's a lot of penalty. I mean, look how many years he's got left on the board here. It's not really looking that good. They're expensive players, no doubt about it. Dead hit, where is the dead hit anyways? I am struggling. Penalty's only 16, so yeah, there's just a couple of expensive players like Onwenu, Kyler Murray, Ford that we just signed, that's 15 mil, Winfield, all those guys, really. O-line, not really seeing any short players. Jalen Warren, if we wanted a running back, that would be a guy. I think that would be very fair to sign. Obviously, Havenstein as well. Clearly. Yeah, I don't know. Molden, he would count, but we don't need safety, unfortunately. We're just going to put Washington as strong, I think. Fulton, Elijah Moore definitely would count. Cam Akers, but problem is all these guys really not that good, especially long term. I'm going to look around, though, just in case. But, yeah, I think these guys are all going to be kind of on the taller side, so probably not going to be able to land anyone that's going to help. All right, so we have pick 5, as we expected, top 5. The problem is the edge rushers we have are all pretty tall. The best options I could find were some of those 3 to 4 or later guys. 6'2 Oglesby, 6'2 Flanagan, 6'2 Stills. Outside linebackers are all off-ball, so I can't really do much there pass rush-wise. And, you know, for the most part, I did what I could, right? At corner, I did 6 foot tall or shorter, which 6 isn't, it's not short, but, you know, 6 foot tall or shorter, so Pemberton would be a good pick here. You know, he's 5'10". Defensive tackles, you know, 6'2 or shorter, I think is fine. O-line, 6'3 or shorter, I think, especially if we move him to tackle, is fine. Tight end, obviously, can't get much shorter than 6'3 in the Madden drafts. 6 foot tall is the max I did for a wide receiver. Running back, 5'10 is kind of the max I did there. And then that's pretty much it. 5'10. I think this is pretty fair, right? Like, I got a couple of wide receivers in there at 6 tall. I'd like to do 5'11 or shorter, but like realistically here you can see on my board 2 of them. Actually, 1 of them is shorter than 6 foot. Actually, no, a couple of them. 5'11, 5'10. But they're all round ones, you know? So it's like, I don't know if I really want to go that high for these players. Maybe I should have to if I'm trying to follow the rules. Henley could be the guy. But one thing's for sure, going to be trading back. Pick 5 is a little too high for where we're going. Maybe we move to 15, see if one of those wide receivers are there. If not, just go for someone a little bit later. Like, when I think of prototypical wide receiver height, I think of 6'1", 6'2", right? So under than that, I think is a little, quote-unquote, undersized. Not that there's, you know, really a size need. You know, whatever happens, happens. 29, oof. That is so intriguing. I got to get to 15, though. Like I said, I got to get to 15. Costs a lot, but Meek Robertson, Jaleel McLaughlin, our pick 5 overall, and a 4th-round pick to grab. Pick 15, a high 2nd and a high 3rd, all, you know, seemingly equivalent to pick 15 each round. At 5 overall, they go with right end Matthews, pass rusher. I would love to go for a taller guy. I'm not allowed to. Henley went 13 overall, and I think Fulton was the other short wide receiver, right? Where is our wide receiver? Gallagher. They're all round 1ers, dude. They're all like high. That shouldn't really be like they're 6 foot tall. It's not really what I'm hoping for. They go Pemberton, 1 to 2. He's not the best, but he fits the shortness, if you will. Running back, we have Addison, who I probably will go with. Round 1, Gallagher, 6 foot tall. He's pretty short for a 6 foot tall person, though, right? Screw it, Zach Gallagher. That's who we're going to be taking. 57 true, normal dev. Love it. I knew he's going to be bad, but it's just like he fits the mold of small player, right? And he's a first rounder. Should have waited. Why I decided to skip on corner, I'll never know. I completely just lapsed there. I should have just slow simmed it. Completely blew that one. Because I'm, you know, susceptible to doing something like that, I might end up going with that running back here. I just don't think the running backs we got are going to be very good comparatively. 5'10", 21. It says his speed's slow, but his 40's good. So, I mean, with that Excel, decent key ratings, I'm going to take a chance on him. Addison, 1 to 2 true talent. 36 true talent value. Hidden dev, huge. Absolutely huge. And he's fast enough. Screw what they said about solid speed. 90 speed, 95 Excel is good. And then this pick is going to have to move on to the next round or late in this round. I need more players. I need a lot more players. And the Colts are going to be basically the type of trade I always look for. We'll see what that wide receiver's like, but yeah, that is definitely a pick that I'm not the most proud about. Here we go. The Bills give me a little bit closer to that spot. I'll end up taking somebody there. Probably the tight end, because like I said, it's going to be hard to find someone shorter than 6'4" that's good. This tight end looks to be that, in my opinion. So, who's this? 6'5". We also have the other running back. He's 5'7", which is so tempting, too. Is Henry Bryant still there? He looked really good too. I like the route running a lot. It's going to be tough to pass on him because we need a lot of things. We just grabbed wide receiver. We need edge as well, and there's like a billion linebackers that look good. It's going to be tough, but let's go with the tight end first. I think that's going to be our number 1. Earl Howard, 6'3", fast enough. I'm expecting star dev here. I'm going to be really disappointed if he's not. 16 true. Hidden Dev, there you go. Jumping's horrible, change direction's horrible, but that's a good draft pick. No question about it. Bunch of tight ends went right after that as well, so seemingly a good draft pick. Linebacker, we only need one, so I could realistically wait around. I think I'm going to go with Bryce Rodgers, 6 foot tall flat, right? So that's like the perfect, we're talking about small players, quote unquote. That's going to be one of them. And he's hidden. I'm going to be honest with you. I expected high overall, low dev. I expected normal dev. Instead, we get a hidden dev. Could be superstar, could be X Factor for all we know. That's a good draft pick. I like it. Damn, Bryant's still there. I don't think he looks like a can't-miss beast, but I like him. Oh, the DT, we need him. Spencer Mumfree, there's no question about it. I'm going for him. 6'1", 304, 6'4", true talent. Sadly, normal dev, but we need DT. We could arguably use 2 DTs, but we definitely needed at least one, so pretty much had to take him there. Edge rusher, I want a new one, but man, I don't know if we're going to have a chance at like a good one in this rebuild. Like, we're really just not. Oglesby looks good. Does he look great, though? Like, let's compare him to the other two. As far as pure speed goes, he is faster than the other two. No questions asked. But, yeah, he's good. I'm going to trade up. I need the Chiefs pick. Basically, all we have for draft picks, though, we might have something in the 4th. No, I think we traded that off. Yeah, we're, like, basically done with the draft after this. And on top of it, the Chiefs, they don't have any money, so I can't use players to trade. I'm going to have to use all picks. Giving up this many 7th-round picks hurts. 3 7s and a 6th round to move up 10 spots in the 3rd. Hopefully Oglesby's good. I almost never get hidden this late, so I would be genuinely surprised if we get one. Where the hell is he? We need a corner too, but we drafted what we drafted. Quan Oglesby, 21 years old, so he's young if he is raw, which he is, 134. Normal dev, expected that, but if he's 83 speed, the other guys might not even be in the 80s. And we do have one lineman left, Tony Gilbert. He looks really good. I'm going to try to trade up for him. I can't promise anything, though. And we made a trade, ironically enough, to the Cardinals. Kyler Murray for B.J. Ojulari, a 4th-round pick this year, a 1st and a 2nd next year. B.J. Ojulari is 6'2", so I think he fits that mold of short, if you ask me. 6'2" as an edge rusher isn't tall by any means. But with that, we are going to be trading... Well, I guess drafting with that. Oh, Bryant's still here, dude. Tony Gilbert, I guess. I really like Bryant, though. I might try to trade up for Bryant as well. Tony Gilbert, 6'6", true. Hidden dev. Okay, as long as he's hidden, that's a good pick every day of the week. Let's try to go to the Raiders, see if we can get Bryant, and then... I mean, there's probably more we need, like corner and whatnot, but I guess I'd call it a draft. I'd be happy with it. And you know what? I kind of want to keep that 5th. I'll do a 3rd. That should go, right? It does. I'm a little surprised it does, though, to be fair. Because 4th... Pick 2 overall, that's a guaranteed good pick, whereas that 3rd could be, the very last draft pick in the round. They moved 2 spots for a whole year. That's not really worth it, obviously. But with this pick, we're going to be going for Henry Bryant. I think he could be a high overall, low dev. Ooh. 8 true. But he's hidden. So that first wide receiver we took is going to be completely wasteful, but Bryant is not. Hidden dev. I was expecting 75 overall normal, which I can work with. But no, he's hidden. Okay, that's a good draft pick. Pick 5 in the 5th. We're going to be looking for a corner, I think. But you know me, always about that best available. Which, UDFA corner, Boswell. C-man coverage, very fast. 5th round is a little bit of a reach. But every other position I don't need. I don't need wide receiver, running back anymore. Tight end, obviously, we already have one. And that guy, that UDFA. Boswell's not going to be good, but why not add a new guy to the list? 164 true. He's a... Okay, I was thinking there's a chance. As soon as I see, as far as seeing the True Town go, before that, I was like, okay, this guy's 70, 71 overall, normal, if we're lucky. 93 speed, hidden dev, with that True Talent. Still probably that 70, 71 like I thought. That is a genuine steal. The wide receiver, good, cool. I'd have been fine with starting the other guy we took. This corner, though, that is a steal. That is absolutely... And we don't get those steals. Now, if it was the edge rusher that was hidden, that would have been like the ultimate steal. He ended up being a really bad player, it seems. Ooh, 60, 70. He's worse than I thought. But Bryant, 76. Like I said, though, with Gallagher, that is a waste of a pick, dude. Pick 15 overall for a 91 speed, 6-foot-tall wide receiver. That's, I mean, pretty raw. I don't know what to do with him. Like, does he start because he's young? Maybe, I suppose. Addison, automatic starter, obviously. Jalen Addison. 21 years old, hidden dev, balanced, as pretty much every running back you ever draft will be. Let's take a look at what that dev is. I'm expecting star. Almost every single running back is star dev. Brother! Never mind. That is a super steal. I would trade all of the devs in our draft. I don't know what freaking number to put them at. I would trade every single dev in this draft class to have an X Factor running back. And we don't have to do that. We're chilling. Oh yeah, Howard was hidden as well. I was absolutely expecting normal dev from him. He's hidden as well. We had a... Okay, you know, like, we don't care too much, at least when I'm scouting. I don't really care too much what their height is. But yeah, height doesn't matter. We could just draft whoever the hell we want. There's no prototypicalness you have to worry about. Maybe edge rusher. You should probably go with taller players. I don't really see the edge being good that are super short often. But yeah, that's not bad at all. Star dev for Rodgers. Probably going to have a run on just star devs, but that's fine. That running back, like I said, is just so clutch. It's the hardest position to draft in the game, arguably. It really is. And now we basically have a guaranteed good player. Tony Gilbert, almost said Gonzalez. No idea what we want him at. Somewhere in the interior. Is it center? Do we need a center? We'll put him at center for now, but might be a guard we need more. Bryant, though, 76 overall. Gotta start him. Release is low. Probably high agility, right? Change direction's high. Where's the agility? 89, so it's just change direction. He's really good. Just his release sucks. I'm expecting star almost always. Yeah, they're almost always star, those types of late gems, but such a high overall that just him having hidden is a win automatically. And then obviously Boswell, that's almost a guaranteed star dev. He's lower than I thought, to be fair. He's really raw, but because he's hidden, because he's a rookie, I gotta give him a shot. And maybe we get lucky. I mean, he could be higher than star. I didn't expect it, but could have been. I don't know if we would have had anyone else we really cared about other than that wide receiver. Was it Fulton? No, it's Henley. 95 speed, 75 overall. Henley, who happened to be hidden dev. I mean, don't get me wrong, I really like Bryant, but if we grabbed Henley, I probably wouldn't even have needed Bryant. Star dev. Okay, I mean, it's not that bad. We'll take it. Don't think there was anyone else we really cared about. We took Addison over Green only because Green was a bit taller. I think he's 6 foot tall, right? Oh, he's 5'9", actually. He's shorter. I should have taken him, actually. But, I mean, our guy's X-Factor, so, I mean, I'm happy with it. What is Mr. Green? Star dev. So, both wearing number 24. We'll see who's the better one at the end of it. Anyone else? I don't think so, right? I think that was basically it. Oh, Springs. He's definitely going to be hidden, no doubt. Yeah, these kind of builds, always hidden dev. Could even be superstar, but this would have been the guy that I wanted more than Mumphrey, but, oh, and he's superstar. I do the whole A, forgetting thing, and B, wait till we're down to one type of situation. Really good draft class, though. You take away the running back's X Factor and he's just star, it's still a good draft class. So, very happy with that. I'm glad we're able to, at least for now, follow the shortness bus, if you will. The short bus. So, yeah, that's what I definitely wanted to get out there. All right, Season 2, we're running the Bills' offensive schemes. I feel like, I want some good pass numbers, but I also want Bryce Young to run a little bit. As far as wide receiver goes, we're going to have Bryant as the starter, Addison as number 1. We'll say the Bills' scheme's probably not going to be great for running the ball with the actual running backs. Offensive line, everything the same, but I'm putting Gilbert at starter because Brewer's only in 78 overall, and he's on the older side, so Gilbert will start working on the O-line. We at least have a good left tackle and center for the long term, it seems. Then we have defensive side of the ball where Rodgers is going to be the number 1 middle linebacker. D-line, we got Ojulari starting at left end with Reddick on the right. Oglesby right now is just going to be a back. He's such a low overall dude. Corners, we definitely need new ones. Safeties, hopefully it'll be fine. But, Washington, he is 25. So even though that overall looks good, he is slow. He's 25. Definitely going to be on the list, but we added more than I thought we were going to in one offseason. I'll be honest with you. Going for all these short players, I thought maybe we get 3 starters at best. We ended up with, 4, 5, debatably 6 with Boswell. It's a hell of a draft. We have an extra first-round pick. I think we did pretty well. I would have loved to do a little better on the edge, but as far as height goes, I mean, I literally couldn't draft anybody. They're all 6'3" or taller. We have a lot of money, but a lot of people re-sign. Marcus Jones, he's an 81 overall. I could get behind that, even if, once again, he ends up becoming a slot in the future. Tom, we have no choice. We have to keep him. He's just that type of talent, and, it's not going to be easy to find someone. He's not short by any means, but I looked at the list of tackles, it was 6'3" to 6'4" was kind of where it was for the shortest. Wan'Dale Robinson, did he go up to star, or is he already star? I mean, we kind of have no choice but to long-term him, right? Like, can't really get much better than that, especially with that height. Rodriguez, I don't hate that as either. Reddick's for sure gone because he's going to regress hard. Quincy's gone too. Linebacker's not that hard to get. Isian, why not? That's what she said, Isian. Did we get him? I didn't even notice. He is on the team. Any special teamers? Be nice to get that as well. We got both of them. We got to get Bryce Young on the team for the future. We'll keep the special teamers because they're, once again, on the shorter side. It's going to be hard to keep those guys going. Try to get that position filled. Got a lot of money, though, so I'm not too worried about it. It should only go up because we're, paying a dead hit for Kyler Murray right now. Once that's gone, it'll be even better. But Malcolm Rodriguez, he'll get a contract. And we'll get the special teamer man, and we'll be pretty set for re-signings for now. We've had a really solid season. If we win this game, we're in the playoffs. We're definitely in the playoffs. The thing about that is, it could be more than just the playoffs. It could be a bye week. I actually can't believe playbooks matter that much. Like, I knew they mattered. I didn't think they mattered this much to where you can go from a top 5 pick to a top 5 team. I also didn't know the Bills' scheme was that good. I mean, this is Bryce season. This Bryce Young season is better than I even ever see Josh Allen have. I don't know what it is, but this short team is on fire. 44 touchdowns, 9 picks, 5,000 yards. Even if you once again look at Josh Allen, he didn't do that. He didn't put up those numbers. So I am really surprised by this. I'm very happy about it. It's going to really help us out. Let's take a look at the rushing numbers. Bryce, a little bit worse in the rushing, though. Addison, yards per carry are great. Yards just a little low. Touchdowns great. 3 1,000-yard receivers. 2 of them double-digit touchdowns. Obviously, 2 of them is in 2 of the receivers. Howard had a really good season. This is maybe the meta playbook. Is it? Is it up there with the Chiefs? I really never thought it was. D-line, still pretty mid. Gotta be honest there. Humphrey, pretty solid for a rookie. Ojulari, not bad for a low overall, but not the best numbers. Interceptions, Boswell with 3. Bunch of different guys with 3. Kicking, better for sure. Punting, a little worse, but, he had such a good season. It's basically impossible to keep up with that. But a bye week. The first seed with Bryce Young winning MVP. I was just like, you know what? I want a scheme where the quarterback's going to run a little bit, and we'll have some okay numbers. I usually see, 4,200 yards passing, 30-something, low 30s touchdown like we see with Allen there. I never in a million years thought we'd have that kind of a season. Bryce Young was unbelievable there. Any awards other than that? We got the top 3 for rookies. Absolutely how I'd wanted to go. I want Bryant to win it, if not him, the tight end, because Addison's an X factor, obviously. D-line, rookie of the year. We got 2 of them. Mumphrey wins it. That's who I'd want to win that as well. Best QB number 2, even though he was an MVP. Running back number 8, which is actually not bad considering the yards are low. Wide receiver number 3 and 5 as well. Number 5 and 7, not 3. Looking at the offensive line, definitely didn't have a great year, but not a terrible one either. Mumphrey with 7. What do we have for linebacker? Nowhere to be found. DB's not on the list either. And then kicker at number 6. What a year. This is all just a dub. No matter what, we could lose right away. A dub. Anything else, cherry on top. If we win a Super Bowl, this would be ridiculous. Didn't even know it was possible. We had the Ravens, another team that I was debating on using their scheme. Let's take a look at the Ravens. I just don't think Bryce is as good of a runner, right, as Lamar. I don't think anyone really is, but in general, I don't think he is, and I don't think he can pull that off the same way that Lamar can. He's good. He can run. Not quite that speed, though. 87 speed. That's more in line, once again, with Josh Allen. Not quite the same size Josh Allen. There's a massive size difference, but as far as their speed, their athleticism goes, very similar, right? Like 87 speed versus 88 speed. So what can you say? I feel like that was a good scheme, and obviously it worked out tremendously. Taking on the Ravens, we'll see if we can win. I don't know. It's gonna be a tough one because they are better overall, but we also had a hell of a year. We'll see. Really need an edge rusher though, so really hoping that first round draft pick that we ended up getting is pretty high, and hopefully there's someone short enough to fill the to fit the check the list on the box. Wow, it's really dark here. Did they not pay the freaking electric bill? Are you serious? Are these guys serious? And by these guys, I mean us, because we're the team at home. Of course, it's a little cloudy, but you can actually see now. It's a little bit brighter. I blinked, and the score is 21-7. It's 28-7. Okay. 35-7. Okay. Say what you want about the Bills scheme and how good of a season we had. We are getting destroyed right now. So before anyone starts complaining, we're losing by $1 billion. Although I gotta say, even though it's we're not going to win, the team actually did kind of come back a little bit. 31-52 though. The defense got absolutely destroyed. Absolutely, it's their fault without a doubt. 54% completion percentage sucks. 2 picks sucks. There's no excuse for giving up 52 points, right? Like, were any of those even on the defense? No, they didn't get any defensive touchdowns. So our defense was that bad. Yikes. And while it sucks to lose that early, especially since we had the bye week, we're the top seed, the Ravens did make their way into the Super Bowl, so they were kind of destined to do some good things, maybe even win it all, which if we did, it's just an unlucky, hit of the draw. 35-16 over the Packers, who have a really good sim scheme. So as much as I feel like, okay, it sucks, we also kind of just had the same thing happen that every team had happen to them. Looking at the numbers, though, Howard, superstar. Bryant, superstar. Bryce Young, superstar. 86 overall, actually, is 87 overall on top of it. Really good glow up. He's also wearing number 12. That is something we're going to have to change. Okay, sometimes I just forget to change it. That I can't change. Or forget to change at least. Bryant, superstar dev. What overall is he? 84. Math is hard. Release is terrible. Deep route's terrible. But underneath, really good wide receiver, obviously. Howard, see what he looks like. 84 overall. It's a really good turnaround. Year 1 looked horrible. I was like, okay, this is exactly how I expected to go. I'm worried. Now, I actually think we might be able to win a Super Bowl. I was thinking going into this, we were never going to touch the Super Bowl. We might. We very well could. Unfortunately, no dev-ups other than Mumphrey on the defensive side of the ball. I thought maybe Ojulari had a sliver of a chance, but no. Mumphrey, though, gotta love those dev-ups. Gotta love the rookie win dev-ups. Awesome. Normal, or not normal. No, he was normal. Yeah, he was normal dev. Normal to superstar in one season. We need a new right end. We need a new DT. Probably need a new strong safety. Definitely need a new corner. Need a new right outside linebacker. So a lot of the problems we have are on the defensive side of the ball, thankfully. But it'll take a little bit of work. We'll see what we can do. What kind of draft pick we have as well. Play a factor for sure. I don't even remember what team we traded that first round pick. It was Cardinals, wasn't it? 19. Okay, when you look at pick 19, I think that's fair, right? I think that's a fair trade for Kyler. How is he looking? He, in the 80s. 81 overall. He's not bad. He's solid. I think the trade's fair. Little high, but that's the QB trade value. Anytime we try to trade for a QB, that's what we have to pay. So, what can you say? Oh, CJ Ham retires. I just offered him a 2-year 10. Oh, our short fullback's gone. All right, I was planning on doing the 5-year option for Bryce Young, but at $56 million, I might as well just pay him next season. Obviously, he had a crazy glow up. That's kind of what happens. The money's going to jump crazy like that, but yeah, we kind of already know what we need to replace. See if any of that can be through free agency. Save a little bit of draft picks, perhaps. We don't have that many draft picks to deal with. We have the second first-round pick, but pick 19 and pick, 20, whatever, was it 26? It's not going to get you the most, right? As you argue that we have a worse draft situation than last year, very close to it. So I will say we did have a really good draft with it, so maybe that's not the best argument. But Brock Purdy would have fit that shortness mold, 6'1". Is not tall. I think 6'2" is kind of the minimum average for QB. It's a little bit shorter than that. Trent Brown obviously fits the mold again. No, definitely not. Kendall 4. I didn't actually see how Boswell developed. Maybe I should check that out before. Kendall, I think, fits it. Oh, Pace definitely does. 5'11" is a nice little height. 5'11". Try to get him. Add to the outside linebacker room, which we're the number 1 for. Lovely stuff. Edge, though, as expected, unlikely to go. We might have to try and trade for an edge rusher. I just don't think we're going to find anyone higher than round 3 that's shorter than 6'3". So I might have to trade for some. We'll see what we can do. Surprised this didn't cost us more. I know he's not the best of overall, 83 overall, but a second and fourth this and 2 year from now, 7th round pick for Nolan Smith, who's 6'2". I mean, I looked all over. Everyone that's any way decent is at least 6'3". The only other guy would have been like Kalijah Cansey, but he's more of an interior guy, arguably, right? Just, I mean, he's like in a weird spot. Like, he's in between. I don't know if I like that, but kind of also want to trade for him a little bit because I need a DT, and I could move him over there, I suppose. All right, we have pick 19 overall, and there is actually an edge rusher this time around that we might be able to take. We have a bunch of different, round one type of guys. Scott, the 5'10 corner, is round one. Another kind of not so great looking player, but good enough, especially at that 1 to 2 range. Left outside linebacker, you have Jeromepkr. The problem is, even if I do take him, do I start him right away? I don't know, because B.J. Ojulari wasn't terrible, and we obviously just got Nolan. I think you go to 10. If McKinley's there, I trade up for him. Those are my rules. That's what I'm sticking with. Problem is, I'd want to keep 19 because I want that corner, so we'll see what we can do. It's going to take some players, potentially. This was costly, but obviously it's still way cheaper than it should have been. We traded 29, 60, a 6th, and a 7th with Izzian, who's now star dev, mind you, for pick 10 from the Rams. We've traded down from that spot a lot, and we've really not gotten the best trade value. I mean, even from 5 to 15 was not very good. It sucks so much because, let's be honest, Baxter looks like the better player. 6'4", 21, faster, better, stronger. We're going to go McKinley, Jameel McKinley. He fits the shorter mold, 6'2". Be the better player. Just, 41. Hey, Hindev, that's fine. That's a good pick. Maybe the other guy's not even hidden for all we know. Now we go to 19, where if the corner Scott is there, that's what his name was, I believe, we are going to be taking him. I need a safety still. I need a DT. Definitely want the DT at least, so that's probably the route we go. After this corner, we're going to have to trade up for him, though. Isaiah Scott's going to be our choice. Just be hidden. I don't ask for much more. True 9? Normal. But he is true talent 9, which is okay. He's going to be like 75, 76 overall. Of course, the safety Danny Oliver has to be there. He's a guy that doesn't even look that good, but I don't really want to use Washington anymore. Man, a 4 set, is he even worth trading up for? I have to. I literally don't even have a DT too. Don't know what's going to cost, but we're going to go to the Browns. We trade Bush, a 4th and a 5th, for the top Browns pick. Douglas is also a trade piece because Gallagher could start at the slot. So that could be a route as well that we go, or somebody, I don't know who we have to trade, but somebody we can trade off for a trade up, which, I mean, I don't really like Oliver, but I guess I would go for him. Harris, I think we're going to be using Rodriguez for a while, so might as well just not even go for him. 4 set, want to call him Dorsett every time. Tavon 4 set, 70 true. Oh, hidden dev. I mean, Mumphrey was normal and he worked out, so why wouldn't somebody that's hidden dev, better starting base, work out just as well, if not better? Let's take a look at Harris real quick, round 1. If he's fast enough, do you maybe make the argument to play him at safety? I don't know. Wish he was a little lighter, like 220 or something. We don't ever do that. We always put our guys, if they're linebacker, they're a linebacker. 240 is just a little too hefty, I think, change direction-wise for a safety. I don't really like Danny Oliver is the problem. I like the 40 time. He's good enough jumping and all that, but he's raw. This is going to be a guy that's a project player, but I guess I go for him. We trade Douglas for the Panthers 3rd and 4th. We probably could have got more than that, but I feel like we've already kind of gotten more for our buck than we should have in this one, like Kyler Murray and whatnot. So with that, we are going to be taking Oliver. I would love to just take Harris instead, but it's going to be Mr. Danny Oliver, 5'10", 21. If he's hitting, I would be genuinely shocked. 25 true. Yeah, I did not expect that at all. I really thought we were going to get a pretty bad player. I'm so bad at drafting safety. I just took a player out of desperation for the most part, and he's actually good. So yeah, that was a really lucky pick. There was no part of me that believed that he was going to be good. I'll be real. I just did not see it, but figured fast enough. If he's at least low 70s, I could start him, maybe get Rookie of the Year, something, who knows. But no, he was way better than I thought. I don't know what that overall is going to be, but it seems to be in the 70s, and he's hitting. I thought 71, 72 normal. That's what I was expecting. Way better than that. We trade a bunch of draft picks and trade Tomlinson for pick 83 from the Cardinals. Steen went right before us. I was like, okay, I'm going to take either Steen or I'm going to be taking Mr. Harris. Harris is going to be the guy. I don't know if we're ever going to start him, but I really do like the potential there. So, I don't know. If he's hidden, maybe he is actually a starter over Malcolm. I don't know. Man, hidden dev. Okay. Rodriguez, if he's higher than 83, I'm going to start. But if he's a lower than 83, or he's 83 or lower, I think I'm not going to. I think he might be 83 right on the nose. We'll see. I really like starting a rookie, dude. Rookie linebackers, dude. They win awards and all that, and they glow up so quick. They just glow up so quick. Let's take a look at these overalls, see what we got for ourselves. 74, 76, 72, 74, 75. That corner was really good overall. Another guy that I expected to be a bit lower than that. But McKinley, really good finesse move, athletic enough, is our new starting left end. He has way higher potential than BJ. I feel like we're kind of letting him down, but still. Start Ev, definitely expected it. If you're getting Start Ev at all for an edge, that's a win. Oh yeah, Scott was normal. Damn. He is built more like a free safety, but he's going to have to be a corner. He's going to have to be a corner. Corner is definitely one we're struggling on. If we went Pemberton, maybe things would have been different, but we didn't. Forsett, automatic DT2. Look like we're set at that position for sure. Start F, no pun intended at all. Safety Oliver, 74 overall. Hidden Dev, really didn't expect it. When it's not expected and they become hidden, this could be one of those way higher than Star Devs situations. And, okay, maybe not way higher, but Superstar, what a pick. It's a really good draft pick. I really like that. And then we have the outside linebacker, Harris. I mean, he does have high potential, but his coverage does kind of suck. Maybe we just sit him. I like Malcolm Rodriguez a bit. Let's see what the dev of Harris is. Star Dev. So, is there anyone I was missing that I really wanted? Yeah, I wanted Steen. That might have been a mistake to not just go for Steen at that point. I think if I could have chosen, I would have went Steen, but since I was waiting until one of them went, oh, maybe not. Normal dev. Okay, I really thought he's going to be good. Guess not. Look at the workout results for Bryce Young. 6,000 XP, 3 to deep throwing, medium short, and throw under pressure, +2. So one hell of a glow up. Had to go up at least a full overall or two from that. That's a really good upgrade. He is now in 89. Yeah, I think he went up 2 full overalls on top of getting an extra upgrade point from just, getting the 6,000 XP. So Bryce has been great. We're going to move that number overall now. And, yeah, he's solid. Season 3, team looks pretty good. We got Wandale at number 1 because I want to get him a dev up next. Definitely need to work on the O-line. Right guard needs an improvement. Right tackle arguably needs an improvement. Left guard definitely soon will need one. Everyone else, though, feel pretty good about. Defensively, Scott hoping for a dev up there. Boswell hoping he continues to develop. And then Marcus Jones in that slot role like we kind of thought he could end up. And D-line looks really solid, especially if Nolan, has a good year. Linebacker, maybe Rodriguez you replace, but we got Harris to do so. Ivan Pace, right outside linebacker now, and this might actually happen. This might actually work. Bryce Young, $152 million, needs a contract. I mean, he's been really good for us, so why wouldn't I do a 7-year, $364? Man, imagine having that kind of money. BJ Ojulari, I kind of want to keep him just for the value. 2-year, 22, 11 mil is fine. On Wednesday, we talked about replacing him. I think we're going to finally do that. Brewer's a backup at this point. Mason, we're definitely going to replace. So we just need to go heavy on the O-line in the offseason, and we'll have a lot of money to work with, so we might even be able to just replace them through free agency. You might not even have to worry about the draft. 4-set superstar dev. The DTs, they just keep on coming. I don't know if I feel good about the playoffs this time around. Definitely not having a bye week, I'll tell you that much. Maybe we sneak in, but even that, like I said, I wouldn't bet on it. Wouldn't be banking on it. Yeah, 9-8. Not a bad season, just not one that is going to get us back into the postseason. Unfortunately, 9-8, just shy, right? Bunch of losses, in bulk. 2 losses in a row, 3 losses in a row, 3 losses in a row. No real win-loss, close game, whatever. Just losing in streaks, unfortunately. Bryce Young, great year again. Running, horrible year, which makes no sense because he's better than when he was a rookie. Wandale, maybe good enough for a dev up. Gallagher, solid. Howard, solid. Bryant, down year. Looking at the O-line, perfect timing to get rid of Onwenu, I'll tell you that much. Defensive line, Nolan Smith gets 10.5. 9 for Mumphrey, 7.5 for Forsett, and then unfortunately the youngster McKinley, not so good. Probably not winning Rookie of the Year. Kicker is solid. Punter, way worse than before, but still good enough. Just under 50. It's fine. We can live with it. Rookie of the Year, no on offensive or defensive side of the ball. And Forsett, close, but he's already a superstar anyways. Bryce Young, 5th best QB. Running back, definitely not on the list. Wide receiver at 3. Hopefully Pro Bowl. Hopefully, gets that dev up. Be very close. 9 for O-line. Linebacker or D-line at 10. DB, no. Kicker at, nonetheless, a little surprised to see that. Or this DB, actually. Kicker, yeah, number 5. I was about to say, kicker had to be there. He only missed 3 kicks or whatever. Lackluster year. Eventful, disappointing year. But at least it wasn't a complete drop-off. 9-8 sucks, but it's also like basically 1 win away, right? Whereas the 7th seed, 10-7, maybe a little bit more than that because the 10-7 Steelers missed. Number 9 was us. So, 1 win away from maybe a tiebreaker steal over the Browns. Can't believe how good this conference was, though. The 6th seed was 12-5. That's unbelievable. Colts versus the Cowboys. No Ravens in sight. No Bills in sight. No Eagles. No Chiefs in sight. I could live in this world. I could live in a world like this. Although we do have the Cowboys here, so we'll see what happens. If they win, then back to not wanting to live in that world. Yep. No, thank you. Any sort of dev-ups. I'm trying to think. D-line and potentially Wandale. Yes, big one. Big dev up there. Wandale Robinson, 87 overall, superstar dev. Massive update, massive upgrade. And our wide receivers seem to be good. I think we're fine long term. Nolan? No to Nolan. No to anyone on the defensive side of the ball, sadly. Free agency. Linderbaum absolutely is considered a smaller offensive lineman. There's no question about it. Marlon, I don't know if I can make that argument. A 6-foot tall corner. Gardner Johnson, but we have our safeties kind of lined up. I think you go Linderbaum and you move over that center to guard, and you just have to replace right tackle, right? That's really all you got to do at that point, assuming you obviously get Linderbaum. We got a lot of money, so I don't see a reason why I wouldn't go for him. We're gonna drop the money. We're dropping the money right on his lap. It's up to him now. Linderbaum, a 3-year, $51 million deal. 93 overall, 27 years of age. We got him. Nice. All right, we're in the draft pick 17. Looking at potential corner, I get what we got, but if we're looking at position, oh my lord, we got to take him. He's top 5. We're looking at positional needs. Corner is still sort of up there. Does he play safety instead of corner? I don't know. This is going to be a normal dev every day of the week. This is a normal dev player. Top 5, though, I can't ignore it. Number 5, no. Okay, hidden dev. I was expecting normal for sure. And then the rest of these picks, probably just going to be O-line. We need, obviously, at least one. We need a tackle. And then we might need to replace Damian Lewis going forward. So, going to be trying to grab multiple linemen. And the Eagles, as usual, partaking nicely in our trade situation. Like to see it. 226. Make the selection. Let's see if we can get a lineman here, maybe. Because I think a lot of them were 2 to 3s. Sort of. I like Sharp a lot. I don't really like these linemen, but... yeah, I don't. I'm going to go Sharp and Tatum probably. So let's trade down again if we want. We're going to go a little bit closer. 63, that's good enough. I think we'll take someone there. Maybe LaRubio, because his, he's 2 to 3. We have a chance to wait it out and let someone take the other 2. And yeah, he is there. I don't know if he's going to be that good, but LaRubio, Howie LaRubio. I thought I said 5 again. 52 true. Hendev, there you go. Potentially the starting right tackle. Very good finesse blocking. Let's slow sim it out until we're down to the last 2. Or down to the last 1. And then if we have to trade up, we'll trade up. Third round pick this year, a 7th next year, and a 7th the following year to move out to the Texans. As Sharp was taken, we're now down to the center. And that's basically it. We could go Agnew as well. We'll see. Maybe that's a move we make. But Tatum looks great. That's who we're going to be taking. 6'1". Looks like a true center more than anything. Hindev, future-proofing at, I don't know, one of the positions. 417. We don't really need linebackers. We got Harrison. Probably not even going to start him. So, let's see. How good is Agnew? He's pretty athletic, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'll trade up for him because I don't have any other use for the draft picks anyway. So, let's try to go to the Saints, grab a linebacker that we don't even really need, and call it a draft. We got the trade up. We traded 2 fourths and a 5th, whatever the hell it was. For Agnew, who's also yet another hidden linebacker. Good stuff. All right, we finished with a kicker, 72 overall. Barrett, the corner, 77 overall. Yeah, I mean, he's good. He's a good player. Unfortunately, not going to ever be good at man coverage things, but he's really good in zone, I suppose. What is his dev? Only star. Sadly, not going to get higher than star, but he's a good player. Howie LaRubio is going to be our new starting right tackle. He's got all the finesse moves for it. Since we're going to do it anyways, we might as well take a look at the dev while we're here. Linebacker, don't care too much about it. We're not even starting Harris, so what's even the difference? Then we move over to the, I guess, center at Tatum. I'm not going to look at his dev, but, maybe he's a future replacement for Linderbaum when he needs a contract. I have no idea. And then Christian Agnew, 76 overall, really high overall. I don't know if he'll play, because once again, Harris isn't even starting for us, so that is just another depth piece. On to year 4. All right, it is now season number 4. Team's looking pretty good. 92 overall Bryce, 89, Addison, 287 overall wide receivers, and 88 overall tight end. Got ourselves a new center who's a really high overall. LaRubio at right tackle, not as good as Onwenu, but could get there pretty quickly. Then we look at the defense where, we keep climbing in the DB department. That's kind of where we're lacking cornerbacks for the most part, but this is a really good team, and once again, we've done it for the most part with those shorter players, right? I mean, I don't think there's even a single position, at least starting, that you would consider to be tall, right? 5'10", 5'9", 5'8", 5'10", 5'11", 5'11", 6 foot, 5'11", 6'1", 6'2", 6'2", 6'2", actually 6'2" there as well. The only one you could almost even argue is Zach Tom, 6'4", and, tackles are usually 6'5" or taller, right? So I think we've actually done this about as faithfully as physically possible, and while it hasn't actually won us a Super Bowl, we did get that bye week. Just got to get back to the playoffs, maybe have a chance. 101 mil to re-sign, and Winfield's on that list. Nolan definitely gets a contract. Lewis, I don't even know if we can afford him. The list isn't extensive, but you would assume sooner or later we're going to have some contracts catching up with us, so we'll think about it, but we definitely want Nolan for sure, which should be, pretty straightforward, right? It's not that much. To the playoffs, looking like we're going to be in them. Looking like we're going to be a part of those. I don't know if we're going to get a bye week, but I think we should have a berth, which we do. 13-4. We actually almost did get the bye week, but the Chiefs are back on top. We have the Titans, which I don't want to get ahead of ourselves and be like, well, it basically is a bye week. No, I'm not going to go crazy like that. I don't guarantee that. Some pretty good wins. Did we have to play the Titans at all? We did, and we beat them 59-17, please. Some more of that would be fantastic. Bryce Young in the top 3 for yards for 3 seasons in a row, I believe. Really good touchdown to pick ratio. Could be MVP. Running, though, a lot of rushing touchdowns, but in general, the yards not there. Yards per carry not there. Wide receivers are great again. Howard, solid tight end season. You're just not going to see running numbers that are good, but everything else is. Speaking of, defensively, outside of Forsett, really good year. Should see a dev up from McKinley, maybe even Nolan. Rodgers was solid. It's a really good year outside of the kicker. The kicker and running back were the only 2 players in the entire team that didn't have a year. MVP again for Bryce Young. Offensive Player of the Year to go with it. No rookie awards. QB 2, wide receiver 3, O-line in the top 10, D-line in the top 10 multiple times. Linebacker there with Rodgers. DB not there. Kicker definitely not there. 62% is terrible. But we've made it. We've made the playoffs. Titans, can we get some revenge for Brady? If not for the Titans, if they had a really good run, who knows? Tom Brady might not have ever went to Tampa. Like, we really know, that loss, the way they lost, the team they lost to, it was a lot, and the team wasn't really that good. He was obviously carrying the hell out of them at that point. It was just not quite the same team. If they win that game, they win, a couple games, maybe even go back to the Super Bowl perhaps. Once again, might not have had Tom Brady Tampa Bay. So, get that revenge for him. Don't know if the Patriots fans even hold that kind of revenge, but hey, 3-1, we win a game. We win a playoff game. We're headed to the divisional round. The short team is doing things. I actually do want to get out on the field with them, though. I don't think they're going to look so much shorter than every other team that, you would notice it, but they are short, so maybe you would. I don't know. Let's go in next game. I kind of want to see up close and personal in action. Don't give us the Ravens, or I guess you can have one of the two. The Colts, actually. Who's still in it? Come on, no Ravens. So there's a chance. If we were to win this game, we could play the Raiders, perhaps, which would be great. On the other side, you're kind of hoping for probably Seattle, I would say, which I've seen them in the Super Bowl a little bit lately, so maybe not, but it's better than the other teams' playbooks, in my opinion. Either way, the Colts, a little bit of history here as well. We're getting some teams, some historical matchups. All right, so we're going to come out on defense first. You can't really notice it. The corners, I think you definitely notice, are really short comparatively, right? As we get a sack. All right, Forsett, not messing around. He got that really easily. Anthony Richardson, nowhere to go. Let's see, anyone else look? I mean, yeah, the D-line does look a bit smaller, right? Corners, definitely. Notice at the DBs for sure. We get completely cooked. Look at the size difference there. That's insane. I want to see this. Who was that caught that ball? It might just be a tall guy in general. Kind of looks like it might be Darnell. It is not. As Isaiah Likely, who's not even that tall, actually. Isn't Isaiah Likely on like 6'3"? Looks huge. I'll tell you, I mean, he might be 6'5", actually. But look at the size difference here. And he gets blasted. He's 6'4", which isn't short. It's not tall. It's not short, obviously. But it's still like 6'5" is what 6'4" is kind of like the prototypical tight end size these days. But 6'5", 6'6", those are the guys, you know. But here we are. Let's see it. The Colts, yeah, they looked good. That first couple plays looked solid. 10-7, 10-14, 13-14, 21-13. We're kind of pulling away a little bit. Nice. I love this. They get a touchdown before half, man. Defense got to do better than that. Up by 15 in the second half. Up by 12. Up by a lot more than that. Up by 12 again. It's a 9-point game, and that will be it. 50-40, 53-40. One of the highest scoring playoff games I've seen in Sim in a long time. That is a hell of a game. Look at the two QBs. 6 touchdowns for Bryce with 1 interception. Oh, yeah, we didn't go out on offense. Thankfully, we have another game to check it out because I want to check out the offense now, see what they look like comparatively. All right, headed to the championship round. All right, here we are, winning some games. Better than our bye week year, our first seed overall year. We didn't even win a game that year. Now we win 2. We're headed on to the big one. Come on, Raiders. You know you want to win. All right, I'm going to manifest the Raiders winning. I won't believe it. Okay. I was about to say I won't believe it's going to happen, but I'm going to manifest it. Maybe that stuff does work. I don't freaking know. Raiders beat the Ravens by 11. Legends. Then they beat the Chiefs by 7. Legends again. But the worry I have is they're beating the Ravens and the Chiefs. I mean, who the hell are we to stop them? Of course, Brock freaking Purdy. Yeah, I don't feel so good anymore. I don't feel as good as I did, but hey, let's do it. Let's do it. Come on, Raiders. Let's see what you got. What are you made of? We, of course, have the advantage of the weather, but they hit a 27-yarder to Jalen Warren. We get the stop. I want to come out on offense. I'm going to try to just run it because I don't want to, influence the game positively or negatively. Let's see the size. So wide receivers, Brian looks tall, even though he's 6 foot tall. It might just be because Robinson's so small. I think that's probably what it is. But, I mean, the team looks we do look a little small for O-line. Like, the guards look tiny compared to their DTs, but it is what it is. As Addison, okay, I'm glad he got tackled there because it looked like open green or white, I guess. But yeah, they do look pretty small, but, size doesn't matter. That's what I tell the ladies, and they never believe me. So 3-0, good start. Touchdown, we love that, 10-0. Raiders aren't going away, though. They get a touchdown themselves. We get another touchdown. Come on. 17-7, 20-7, 23-7, 23-15. That's only 8 points. That's a one-possessioner. And there we have it. 37-23. The Patriots are back in the Super Bowl. The Raiders, they took out so many teams. They were literally the blockers of this playoffs. They just got out in front. We were the running back. They were the O-line. They got out in front. They blocked the Ravens. They smoked. Well, they didn't smoke, but they pancaked the Chiefs. And then when award season comes around, we win the MVP. You know, we steal it from them. Both quarterbacks, not the best. They consider Bryce to have better because his yards per throw are better. And, of course, he had a better completion percentage. I get it. A lot of turnovers, but we did enough to win. That's all that matters to me. We won the game. Pass rush, a lot of success from that D-line. Love to see it. We got a freaking interception from Marcus Jones. Jack Jones got a pick, too. Then kicking clean. We needed it. Needed it every bit of the way. All right, we're kind of hoping for not a good team in the Super Bowl, right? We'll see who it is and see how they got there. Hoping for Seahawks, I suppose. And that's what we're going to get. I'm not going to call him Mickey Mouse because you win against some really good teams. You deserve to be there. But at the same time, we could have definitely faced so many tougher opponents. Like, who did we have? We had the Titans, which Seahawks beat the Commanders by 14. Then we had the Colts, which Seahawks beat the Packers by 7. Then we had the freaking Raiders. Seahawks win against the Eagles by 4. And now the Seahawks. As far as Madden sim goes and the playbooks that we have to deal with all the time, the ones that are the toughest to work against, this is what I would call a Mickey Mouse Super Bowl. Let's be real. But a win is a win. So if we win a Super Bowl, I do not care. I'm happy with it. Bryant, 91 overall. His release is still horrible, but he's an X Factor now, which is pretty cool. Anyone else on offense change? There's not really many that can, right? Like, we have almost max devs at all the positions that do develop consistently. Defensively, Rodgers goes a superstar. No dev up still for Scott. And I think Mumford, he already went to X Factor last year, didn't he? Maybe I'm wrong. No, it was this year. Okay. Good year. No McKinley dev up, though. These edge rushers, man, I'm telling you, they get shafted 24/7. It's a good team, but yeah, corner is definitely lacking a little bit. It's a good unit. It's just reminding me like the Buccaneers, right? You got the one that's slightly better than everyone else, but they're all pretty much the same. They're all like, average to slightly above average corners, and you make up for it in other positions. Hell, Winfield is there to do said thing. This is a really good team. 90 overall. The only weakness really is corner, and it's still, even then, not that bad. So here it is for all the marbles, the 10-7 Seahawks, talking about historical matchups. You can't get much more than that between these two. One of the most iconic Super Bowl moments ever. Will Seattle get their revenge? They also have Hassan Reddick. Going to the end of the game, Seattle starting off strong with 3. We bounce back with 7. We get a stop, but they get a stop. Then they score 7. We're down by 3. You don't really see us in a deficit that much this seaseason. 14-10, 21-10, that's a little more like it. Second half, 21-10. 24-10. And once again, it could be the Bills' offensive scheme, but this rebuild has gone so much more linearly smoother than some of my other rebuilds where we have by far the best team in the league. We obviously have a really good team. 90 overall is probably right up there at number 1, top 3 minimum, but we've had rebuilds where it's like 93, 94, 95 overall, and we don't look good. But this one, every single game after the first or second quarter, I felt pretty confident that we were going to win. Not many rebuilds are like that. Even ones where we win 2 or 3, in the year, in the rebuild video itself. But this one was just, once again, it could be that Bills scheme, but I felt confident. I feel pretty damn confident going into these games, and call it a Mickey Mouse run all you want. I know the Patriots have had a couple of those themselves in their past. Not many, but a few. Add it to the list if you want, but I don't care because we won. Bryce Young, 72% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. The fact that we have Will Levis as the Super Bowl opposing quarterback, this is the ultimate Mickey Mouse run. I'm telling you, dude. Addison wasn't very good. Like, who's their running back? Oh, it was Kenneth, to be fair. Who else? JSN, DK still here. So they do have a good team still at certain positions. Ronnie Stanley, their corners are solid. Of course, looking at sacks, Mumford was amazing, but so is Hassan. Trying to get some revenge on us. I'm sorry, dude. There's no harsh feelings, hard feelings, I guess. Just needed to go younger to have a chance to develop. I don't even know if that was necessarily something that worked. They were not bad. It's just they didn't really develop anyways, right? Like McKinley, and I guess Nolan's decent, but McKinley's still pretty damn low overall to my knowledge, like 82, 83. Still better than Hassan Reddick, but yeah. Let's take a look at that results as we're going to head out of this rebuild. We've done a good job. We've done it. Smallest team. We could definitely do tallest, which you would think would be really OP, but honestly, it's going to be almost similar to this, right? Like, the tallest QB is not going to be even as close as developable as Bryce Young. It's probably going to be like Joe Milton, and he's like 24. So 24 low overall. Running back, you probably will have a decent player, but for only a few years, Derrick Henry's probably your running back. Wide receiver is going to be, what's his name from the freaking Eagles, low overall. O-line, you'll probably have some good tackles. Guard, probably not going to be the case. Tight end, you're not going to get a great one. You're probably going to get like Darnell or some other dude who's going to be, needed to be developed. So if you guys do want to see the tallest next, it could be slightly better than this team, but I think you're going to be worse at QB, which, of course, having Bryce Young was a super corner cut. We didn't have to go QB because of that. At that point, I think the draft would be tough because it's like, I can't really draft too tall. It's going to be kind of hard to do that. So we would have to say for wide receiver, we're looking at 6'3", 6'4", probably. Running back, 6'1" at least. Quarterback, 6'4" at least. Tight end, 6'5", 6'6" at least. Edge, you're probably going to look at 6'5", 6'6". Corner, 6'2", 6'3". So we could definitely do that. If you guys really enjoyed this one, we could definitely do that. So let me know in the comment section below if that's what you want to see. Maybe leave a like if you enjoyed. But of course, we're not done. We're going to take a look at the actual ratings of the players as, we developed them pretty nicely. Wan'Dale Robinson, pretty impressed. Release actually started to develop a little bit. 84 release is definitely good for, someone that's 5'8", 185. He's definitely a small fella. And then, of course, kind of breaking the mold. Bryant is definitely not tall. 6 foot tall is... it's going to be tough to go much shorter than that and find someone decently, consistently, 5'11" or shorter. But, I think the average NFL height, they consider a little over 6 foot. So they probably think like 6 foot and like 3/8 or something, whatever, 5/8. Which, technically, if it's 6 foot, we're saying 6 foot tall, no higher. That is shorter, right? Of course, Bryce Young kind of doing this out of order a little bit, but he actually started to develop his deep accuracy. He's now 92. He's looking solid. And then what do we have? Offensive line. We don't really care, right? We don't really care. Damian Lewis, really surprised he lasted that long and actually developed a little bit. Howard, giving me Faulkner vibes. Giving me Faulkner vibes for sure. And then we have the running back who really just never had a good season for us. The Bills scheme did not do him any favors. His best year, I think, might have been his rookie year. Let's take a look. I think it might be. Yeah, it was. I know I said yeah like that, but definitely his best year, which is weird because he's in the 90s now. I feel like that overall, that age usually, that overall usually does the job. It doesn't really matter what scheme or whatever, there is. Antoine Winfield Jr., 91 speed, 93 zone, unbelievable. Definitely the best player that we were able to bring in. Bryce obviously helped out a lot, and he ended up being the best player, but pure overall-wise, pure talent-wise, definitely the best. Then we have Oliver, who once again surprised the hell out of me. Really did not expect him to be good, and yet he was. He's very good. Then we look at the rest of the team, the linebackers. Ivan Pace, how well did he develop? 85 overall. Usually see him in the 85 to 87 range before he starts to regress. Coverage, not the best. Good block shedding, though. Smart player. I really hate that it goes back and forth. Recently did that Madden 18 simulation video, and the fact that you don't have to constantly do this like we are here, so much better. Rodriguez, really good block shedding. Decent enough speed and acceleration. Anyone else on the defense? We have Mr. Rogers, 98 overall. 6 foot tall, really good at tackling. Block shed solid. Coverage is... So this team can't cover. These linebackers, don't ask them to cover at all. They'll kill it in the run, but they're not going to cover a soul. Nolan Smith, also 88 overall. About to be 27. Really good finesse. Solid enough block shed. Obviously a super athlete. Really glad we made that trade. Not like a crazy trade, but good enough. McKinley, 83 overall, like we said. Super young, though. He's about to be 23. Super young. Finesse, block shed. He's really good. Just didn't get that dev up. He totally deserved it, though. Then we have the two DTs who really shined. Mumphrey. We've been really killing it with these normal dev DTs. The more, as we go forward, more normal dev DTs, the welcome. These guys have been just so good for us. Hess, now Mumphrey. We've obviously had many throughout the year so far in Madden 25 as well, not just the ones of late. Forsett developed really nicely there. Then we have 3 corners I kind of want to look at. Marcus Jones, you could even argue, started for a while, 85 overall. Super short corners, but, it's a good squad, a good quad. Not even a good squad, a good quad. Then we move up to Boswell, who I thought he was a little low of an overall develop, but he's an 83 overall. He actually got there 3 years later, but still got there. Great man, good enough press. 93 speed's pretty decent. Then we have Scott, the 85 overall. Isaiah Scott, normal dev, balanced. Really didn't expect him to be balanced at all. And then for the final player, the cornerback one, Mr. Barrett. Would not expect balance here either, but you never know. Let's see. Yeah, really good zone. Not much better anywhere else. But that is going to be it for our smallest players rebuild. Again, if you have any ideas similar to this or some sort of challenge rebuild idea at all, could be fantasy draft related, whatever, let me know in the comment section below. And we'll be back with, regular realistic rebuilds as well during the week. The next video on this channel will probably be, it could be a members only video. I got to work some things out because Draft Champions kind of doesn't exist on Madden 25. They decided, hey, you know what? Why would we let people play with some of the best cards on Ultimate Team to earn rewards when that won't get them to buy packs? They'll just play Draft Champions potentially. Could also just be that not many people were playing it, but what a mode. I miss it so much. I'm trying to work some things out, so hopefully we'll have a members-only video tomorrow. That or the Gauntlet, which I know usually doesn't do well on the main channel, so throwing that in there just as a member exclusive. Regardless, thanks for watching. If you're new, maybe leave a subscribe. If you liked what you've seen, do a ton of franchise stuff, done our rebuilds. If you're not new, appreciate your continued support on the channel. Leave a like, all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PK Plays. For non-Madden content, been doing Batman Arkham Asylum, Probably going to have part 2 up tomorrow. So there'll be something tomorrow, whether it's on this channel and or the other. Regardless, so thanks for watching. All the guys come back for next video. But until next video, and once again, thanks Funky Ghost for the suggestion. See ya. And once again, shout out to all the members of the channel. Appreciate you a ton, especially brand new member. I'm assuming it's Arizona Cardinals for life, but ARZ Card for life. Appreciate you for joining the membership. Check out some of the exclusive member videos we have up right now. We have 2 rebuilds, and I believe the Madden predicts the playoffs. Like I said, I'm going to try to hopefully have something else up tomorrow, and then, of course, the 15th will be another rebuild. Appreciate y'all, member or not. And, yeah, if you're thinking about becoming a member, click the join button next to the subscribe button. All the details shall be in there. Member or not, though, like I said, appreciate y'all for watching, and until next one, see